You're telling me you were not recording this whole time? Damn.
That's
No.
exactly what he's saying.
I gave away
Welcome.
the Krabby Patty secret formula.
Welcome to the Mere Nonsense Podcast, where we are giving away the secret formula to the Krabby Patty.
Well, not anymore.
Why not?
I already said
We
it.
already did it. Yeah, we already
It's
gave
done. Bit's done. Sorry.
Oh, well,
That's it. We're done.
yeah, right?
it up.
GG's.
And thank you for joining us tonight.
Love you guys. Bye. So, see, I know you're not a big Red Bull guy, but have you had the strawberry apricot Red Bull yet?
No, the only... I tried the... It was the red one, and I think they also had a blue one of that same style. Yeah, it might have been that. It was a while ago, but I only really ever drank the original flavor. And
I was really hoping I had a blueberry too that I could pull over, but I don't.
yeah. Nah, I haven't tried. Is that any good?
It's my favorite one. I like the OG flavor, but I think this is my favorite flavored one now.
Yeah. Billy looks like
Holy shit.
Billy looks like he grew up with energy drinks, right?
No,
And
actually,
caffeine. Never in his life has
I had a lot of soda for sure, but I was never one really for the energy drinks. I mean, I'd have a Monster every now and then.
I thought you were
But
about to comment on his eye sockets right now.
yeah,
What
they
is
look
up with your
dark.
face?
I don't know, man. I even slept like extra today. I slept for 9.5 hours and
You got beat in your
Yeah.
sleep and you
Yeah,
just didn't
probably
know it.
just wailing on me.
Blink,
taking the trash out.
blink twice if you're not
Dude,
okay, Billy.
just give him the General Grievous mask. It'll look like the same eyes. Yeah.
General Kenobi.
Hello there.
Speaking of that,
Yes.
so all three of us ended up seeing
All
The
three
Obi-Wan,
episodes of
yeah.
Obi.
yeah. And I gotta say, it's a pretty good show. It's a
Yeah, you know,
pretty
it's an
good
alright
show.
show.
It's definitely not the best, at least not for me,
Mhm,
but
mhm.
it's pretty good. And Brad over here was hyping up the third episode so much to us. And I don't know. It just
So, spoilers for episode 3 ahead. Like actual like Kenobi episode
Earmuffs.
3, not Star Wars or Revenge of the Sith or whatever. So the reason why that is so hype is because one, that is our first real glimpse at Hayden Christensen as Vader. This is the first time I guess he wore the suit at the end of episode or Revenge of the Sith, but I don't really
yeah, you can't really count that.
like. Yeah, I don't really like that either. It had the original voice for Vader, which is dope. And just the symbolism from it and everything, because
Catchy
so
rhymes.
in Revenge of the Sith, we left off with Kenobi. What we thought was or kill. We thought he, not us obviously, but he thought he killed Anakin in that fire, chopped off his legs, sitting in the lava, he's burning alive. Obi-Wan just walks away. So the symbolism one of Vader setting fire to the ground using the minerals or whatever, and force dragging him into the fire is like the symbolism of that alone is great, but also
Right.
just the brutality of it is
They,
great.
that's the one thing that threw me off with this show is that it's such a mature show. Like it's not your usual Disney Star Wars show that you're used to, or just Disney related, really. I mean,
Yeah.
it's I like that part for sure. That's really cool. I'm glad that.
So the whole so the original trilogies introduced Vader, and he was kind of this cool bad guy. He had a cool suit. He had the menacing, right? This and like Rogue One and Star Wars Rebels. These have made him actually they show how brutal Vader's supposed to be. He's supposed to be angry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's supposed to be mad that his wife's dead and he got chopped to bits and then burned by his own master. He's supposed to be mad that he got abandoned by every person that he loved. This is in the middle of him in a killing spree of killing the remainder of all the Jedi left, and just showing how he's in this episode. He's like Michael Myers. He just like kept pursuing and pursuing and pursuing, and was just scary. You know, he's menacing. That's the first time that we've ever really gotten that. Like Rogue One showed the infamous scene where he's killing all of the people in the ship as they're trying to get the blueprints passed along, which that's good. But this shows like how angry he is with Obi-Wan, and just
Right.
the cold ass line of "I am what you made me." You know, like that. That's very like deep cutting.
Mm-hmm.
But then also rewind a little bit towards the beginning of the show. He walks in, he starts force choking some dude, and the sun runs out. He stops force choking him, and he just snaps the sun's neck right there.
Yep.
Then
was
grabs another person and basically just drags their face through the dirt.
Yeah,
using the
that part
Force, you
that
know?
part was probably the most intense one for me. Was you just hear the screams while he's dragging them, like that was nuts.
Um,
Like, so rewinding a little bit to Rogue One, for anyone that has seen Rogue One, at the end, there's a scene where Vader comes in and he's just like fucking people up, and he's like really quick about it too. But in this show, he's almost enjoying the suffering. Like he wants to like relish in all the pain and suffering that he's causing people, because he's not doing anything quick. He's legit like practically torturing people.
when they're in the little hideout, Obi-Wan sees some writing on the walls, and he sees writing from a Quinlan Voss, who was shown briefly in one of the. I think he was on. I'm pretty sure he was on Tatooine in episode 1 of Star Wars Undercover. Quinlan Voss. Yeah, so he was in Star Wars Episode 1 when they're visiting Anakin for the first time, and he's an undercover Jedi. So Quinlan Voss is one of the more powerful Jedi in his time. He actually, in the books, and I think I haven't seen Clone Wars, but the TV show, but he fell in love with Dooku's right-hand woman, Ventress. They had a thing going on. He was turned to the dark side, and then Ventress sacrificed herself, and he turned back to the light side, and then survived Order 66, and then just went into hiding. And this is the first thing we see that he's alive and like still kicking, and that's one of the first canonical things we've gotten from him.
Right.
So that's cool.
There was a scene, I think it was in episode 2, when Obi-Wan is talking to Leia, and he's like telling her what he remembers as a kid before he was brought in with the Jedi, and he said that he thinks he has a brother. I don't know if you guys have read the books or anything like that, but is this new, or have we heard anything about it through books?
I don't think we've ever heard anything about it.
Gotcha. Which would be cool, honestly, because I mean, another Obi-Wan family member. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because everyone really knows what happens to Obi-Wan eventually.
Don't spoil it for me. Oh, so in the original screenplay for episode 6, Uncle Owen is supposed to be Obi-Wan's brother, but That's just in the screenplay.
Mm.
But yeah, so they stuck that line in there, and I saw someone talking about it. You know that they're just gonna make some spin-off bullshit
Yeah.
from that one line alone, and they're gonna just create a whole universe around Obi-Wan Kenobi's brother, Obi-2 Kenobi.
And then actually, this is gonna be a Carmine lineage.
His name's actually Ben.
They're all gonna keep dying.
Yeah. Until the third one, Obi-3 Kenobi.
Obi-3 Kenobi.
The swollest
even
one
a
out of all of
Jedi.
them. Yeah, right.
He's
Looks
not
like
even a
Coltrane.
Jedi. He's a Mandalorian.
he's actually that big Mandalorian with the minigun.
Another thing about that episode that I enjoyed was seeing how weak Obi-Wan is now. I was really hoping that they wouldn't like just have him be like, you know, like
Yeah.
he hasn't been fighting for 10 years. He hasn't turned on his lightsaber
And
for 10
he's
years.
still
Mhm.
traumatized. Dude is legit traumatized from everything that happened.
Vader's over here using one hand, and
Yeah.
Obi-Wan's over here 2 hands on the ground, you know,
Yeah.
struggling to even fight back.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, I mean, I may have overhyped it to you guys because you guys aren't as deep into Star Wars as me, but just there was a lot of little things in that built up, and it's like me watching One Piece, where like or me reading One Piece, and I've been paying attention to it for literally 15 years. You know, there's some stuff that like will hit me a lot harder because I've been more invested than you. You might know about it, but it's something that I've been, you know, I've been watching speculation videos on for the last 15 years about. You know, I've been
Right.
so
And
I kind of
that's kind of what I was telling Billy too about that like I might end up being that way too once the Lord of the Rings show comes out on Amazon. Like
Mhm.
for all
He's like,
I
it
know,
looks trash, but I'm gonna love it.
Yeah.
my God, guys. So there's this guy Obi-4 Kenobi in the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Right.
He actually
He's an ancestor from Neo
Yeah.
in the Matrix.
Just turns into the Matrix and dodging arrows.
He dodges arrows. Yeah. Elrond, as you can see, is the ancestor of what's his name, Mr. Smith.
they should have taught
Mr.
Boromir.
Smith, Jesus Christ.
What's that?
If only they taught Boromir how to dodge arrows.
Oh man, Boromir needed to like go to Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller. You know, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge an arrow. Dodge, dive, and
Dodge
roll.
traffic, you can dodge an arrow.
There was a video I saw recently with Justin Long. He's talking about that movie, and you've guys seen the movie, right? Dodgeball. How he was just like a punching bag for most of the movie, just like getting hit all the time with like the funniest shit ever. And apparently the machine that was like throwing those balls, like it was hitting really hard, and he was going through like this multiple scenes of just like getting fucked up by it. And then he says that Vince Vaughn comes up and he ends up getting tagged by one, and then he starts complaining. He's like, "All right, guys, this is a little too hard for us. You know, can we like take it down a notch?" And they're all like, "Wait, so if that was too much for Vince Vaughn, we just put Justin through a fuckload of pain."
I mean, if you're Justin, you're not gonna be speaking up to Vince Vaughn about it. You know, Vince Vaughn's already established at this point.
Right.
This must be what Vince Vaughn had to do to get big.
Yeah, right.
Take it.
He was in I don't know, like those guys like Justin Long. He was in like what, Accepted, right? He was in
Yeah.
Accepted. He was in like Waiting and Still Waiting. I don't know if you guys know Waiting. It's
Yeah. Ryan Reynolds was in that, wasn't he?
yeah.
Yeah.
So Waiting's the one, Billy, if you don't remember. They work at a restaurant, and I think Justin Long's the new guy, and they come in, and that's the one where Ryan Reynolds like gets a really rude customer or whatever, walks to the back, It's like, hey guys, let's get the old special for table
Oh, they
3 over
start
there,
like
and they
guy
start like,
pulls
you know,
out, and, yeah.
yeah.
Good times.
That's around where Ryan Reynolds did like Van Wilder and like all the Comedy Central like rom-coms.
Mhm.
Um, Also, I think I talked about this on the podcast. Van Wilder is about Bert Kreischer,
Yeah.
like his life.
Mhm.
That's insane. I like Bert Kreischer a lot. He's a funny dude.
And then what did he say to the uh his response to actually watching the movies?
He's never seen it, and he won't unless Ryan Reynolds sits there with him and watches it.
That would be a great watch party.
I'd love
Imagine
to see
those
that.
two. Like, I don't think anyone would be able to go a minute without laughing their asses off just having those two there.
Did you guys watch Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds?
I haven't.
I've only
Roommate
seen
has.
clips. I've seen
Kara
like
said it was good.
all the spoiler clips. So,
Yeah, I don't think I've seen much for it. I just Kara said it was good, and that's all I know.
It looks good.
yeah,
fun.
that was a surprise. I don't. It honestly looked horrible to me. But then a lot of people were saying it was good, so I was like, damn, that's kind of a surprise. So,
Yeah,
NPC turns hero.
yeah. I mean, it's one of those where like you think it's gonna be like another like Ready Player One almost, where it's gonna
Mhm.
like reference like a lot of stuff that you like, but it's not executed very well. Ready Player One was one of the most disappointing movies to me,
I don't think
You
and
I
read
I
the
ever saw
and
book,
I
right?
walked into it with low expectations too.
Did you read the book?
I did.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but like at least with um at least with like book to movie adaptations, usually they stick with a lot of the big plot points
Yeah.
and they kind of fuck up all the little stuff. They took out a lot of the big plot points. Kind of like did you guys watch Lightning Thief and did you guys read Lightning Thief? Percy
No,
Jackson?
neither.
I've
Hey.
seen it, and I don't think I've finished reading it.
So
I only read
spoilers for the Lightning Thief, I guess. Also, that TV show is becoming a thing. And Billy, did you watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Seen
There's a guy
clips
from
for it.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine that I like. He's gonna be one of the counselors in, or one of the gods / counselors in the Percy Jackson show.
That's what's up.
So, in the book, you got Percy, who, like, the whole thing is the gods are fighting because Zeus's lightning bolt was stolen. It's like an actual physical, like, item, kind of like a staff almost.
Mm.
And Hades' crown was stolen. They took out all the part about Hades and his crown being stolen. So Hades isn't mad at Percy at all. And that becomes a big fucking thing because the world is literally ending because Zeus is fighting Hades because they think they stole each other's shit. And then there's this whole thing where they like go down into Hades and they like see Cerberus and all this shit. Some of that's still in there, but there's no point in them actually really going down to Hades. And I think there's a part. So Percy runs into Ares at some point, and Percy's a demigod, and Ares obviously god of war.
Mhm.
They end up fighting in the book, and Percy actually beats him. It was some like it wasn't like he beat him to a pulp or anything. Like he won on like a stipulation, but Ares got beat, and they never showed that either. So they took out 2 giant fucking plot points from that. And so what Ready Player One did is they basically changed the games in how they get the keys. At the very beginning of Ready Player One in the book, introduced to the character, introduced to him diving into the world that he's in the full dive gear, and he's supposed to go through like the dungeon is actually on this little VR planet that his school is on. He goes to this free school that a lot of people don't go to because it's like lower class. But he decided to explore a little bit more. Found out that the dungeon to the first boss is on that planet, and he went there and started going through this whole thing where it's like like just like think of any like fucking dungeon runner where you're going through and you got like big axes slicing at you and shit.
Mhm.
And then he gets to the very end where basically a Dragor from Draugr or whatever from Skyrim comes out and plays an arcade game next to him, and they're playing an arcade game, and he has to beat him in said arcade game to be able to get the key, and then that kicks off the rest of the thing. And I think that I could be misremembering. I think that's at the end of the movie. The beginning of the movie is him literally going, "I'm just going to reverse backwards in this racing game," and everyone's going to see
Yeah.
it. The whole beginning of the book was him being secretive about it. There's only one other person that knows about it, Artemis, and she knew about him going into the dungeon, and she's the only one who knew about it for the longest time. This is, I'm just gonna drive backwards and get the fucking I'm gonna drive
Right in there?
backwards.
Getting super passionate there, my guy.
It's such a good fucking book, and I'm so sad that they ruined major plot points.
It's goofy stuff like that that just kills it. I mean, it doesn't even need to be changed because of
And then
how good it is.
And then the lightning thief shit, I'm pretty sure they got rid of that because they were like, "Oh, we're too worried about time." What the fuck do you mean you're worried about time? You just add in, sprinkle a little, "Hey, you stole Hades' crown too," you know? And then sprinkle in a little 5-minute fight of him fighting Ares. That's it.
Right.
Do you know what movie followed the books to a T?
Which
Lord of the
one?
Rings, Billy.
Open House.
Okay, but Brad, please tell me you're looking up if there's books.
He's looking that up right now.
All right, who knows if this is actually it? Let's see.
Wait, please tell me.
Bro, if there really is a book, like, this is amazing. We're gonna have a reading party one of these days for that book.
So this is the Amazon synopsis.
A lot of
A missing young woman, 10 years gone, a town still held in the grip of an unsolved mystery, a breathtaking novel of psychological suspense. I'm trying to see if there's anything about like an actual open house. Oh, then a woman is attacked during an open house, and the connections between the two crimes, 10 winters apart, begin to surface. So that might be.
that sounds exactly like.
I don't think the movie showed anything about like anything
Wasn't.
prior.
I mean,
I wouldn't remember.
wasn't it that chick that kept like stalking them? What was her name? Martha. Like, wasn't she?
Are you talking about the old lady?
Yeah.
I don't.
There was
Remember-
someone that like I could have swore that it was like, oh, she's dead or something.
You gotta watch it again.
Oh boy.
Fuck.
So and Open House too.
Oh, she had like dementia or some shit.
Oh yeah.
I kept
or
forgetting
Alzheimer's.
where she was. I don't remember. But yeah, it looks like we gotta watch it again. This time I'm gonna go and take a 30-minute shit.
And
Fair
miss
enough.
it.
Miss the movie, yeah.
Or
Or
we all watch it while taking a shit on our phones.
mm.
That was
Shit
a
party?
really,
You've heard of battle shits. Now you're ready for shit parties.
really bad formation of how I said that stuff. Because I
Coming in
said take.
2022, mere nonsense shit parties.
Join us live.
Yeah.
So you just hear like, so guys, you know, this movie is okay, but
Flesh.
Oh man.
oh, I'm sorry. This is a two flusher. Give me a second.
Too
You didn't wash your hands. Wait a
funny.
second.
Like I forgot which Austin Powers one it was, but Fat Bastard's taking a shit, and like he checks it, he's like, I didn't eat any corn.
Ongoing.
Is that
bit
the one where
from,
he's a sumo wrestler?
Huh? Yeah, he was a sumo wrestler.
Didn't Austin Powers like drink his shit in that one too? Because they poured his stool sample and he thought it was a coffee, thing, and it's like
I remember that.
might
it's
have.
analyzing his stool sample, and he drinks it. It's all over his lips.
Yeah, I think so.
This
It was
coffee
probably like
tastes
this,
like
like
shit.
yeah. Those
Now,
movies
Lashes
were
is
something
great.
else.
I like the scenes where it's like the guards are outside the tent, and they're Austin and whoever girl is like
Mini
next
me.
to him,
Yup.
but it looks like she's taking a bunch of stuff out of his ass.
Yup.
Or
That was
the
the
one
second
mini me
one, I
behind the
believe.
curtains.
Because they did one with each movie.
I was gonna say I think they did in both.
So the one that I clearly remember was for Goldmember, and it was Mini Me was with him this time, and
He's fucking throwing
these
the
guards,
apple.
yeah, these guards told him to like go behind the curtain and pee in the cup. He was supposed to do like a drug test or whatever, and he has Mini Me strapped onto his body, and you just see that like Mini Me's hand is out, and it looks like it's his dick. He's got an apple, just like throwing it up to him. Yeah, good times.
I was like, what the fuck?
Those movies were so much fun. You know what movie
Almost.
definitely will not like we were talking about this the other day. It was fucking Master of Disguise, dude.
We always talk about
That-
Master of Disguise.
That fucking movie.
Is that thirdly enough for the Turtle Club?
It's so bad, dude. And
That
we're
based
That
off
is,
of a book?
what Billy?
Wasn't that based off of a book?
Who knows?
I doubt
That
it.
that's a movie that I surprisingly don't remember much about. I just remember the the I'm not turtle enough for the Turtle Club.
Yeah, there's that.
Turns into the Indian guy. He turns into
He
the
turns into
Italian-looking guy with a shit ton of
Scarface. Yeah, that's Scarface. Al Pacino.
face.
The Master of Disguise is
He
on
turns
Netflix.
into George W. Bush. He turns into
Oh, he
that-
turns into the guy from Jaws.
yeah. Just about to say that.
Master of Disguise is on Netflix.
It's
Wait,
on Netflix.
I mean, we already have it on the watch party list.
Yeah, it's on HBO Max. But so State of Play just happened this week.
It did.
I know you saw it, Brad. I only saw like a few trailers, but there was Callisto Protocol that caught my attention. What else was there? There wasn't really anything new, was there?
Street Fighter 6, which isn't new. I think it's just showing more gameplay. What's the Final Fantasy 16? Which Resident Evil 4 remake announced.
Yeah,
That's
the
new.
remastered.
Oh.
They never. We all knew it was coming, but they never fully announced it. That, and then I think DLC for Resident Evil 8 Village.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's what's up. So yeah, the guys that ended up making Callisto Protocol, a lot of people know they're the same devs that worked on Dead Space. And
The game looks creepy.
the game looks creepy, it looks Dead Spacey, and I'm okay with that. So, I mean, we really don't know much about it besides, like, it's definitely not, like, the type of monsters that you got to deal with in Dead Space. This seems more like an infection.
Are you guys gonna play the Dead Space remake?
Didn't we all like get
Maybe.
it and play it together?
No. We got
We
the
played-
games.
Dead Space, yes.
Yeah, we didn't get the remasters, though. Because they're still remastering the game. It hasn't come out yet.
I thought they had a remastered one, and that's what we
No.
were playing.
No.
No.
You know what game we do know a little bit more about though?
Oh, yeah?
Ground Branch.
Ground Branch. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a little bit more fun with that today.
That's a early access game. And
Yeah, it's still an
found out
alpha.
while playing, it was pre-alpha.
Yeah, pre-alpha.
But the game looks good for pre-alpha.
Mhm.
And then the style of it kind of reminds me of PUBG, but I feel like what PUBG probably should have been. It's nothing too special really, but it's fun when you got friends to play it with.
Yeah.
It's been out since like what 2018 maybe. It's a tactical shooter. It's pretty cool, interesting.
The
Played it for a
gun
few hours today.
customization is my favorite thing about it.
That's
You
probably
can
like their
actually-
best thing so far. Is the
It's so
customization.
extensive. You can
Yeah.
actually pick on what rail and
Yeah.
how far you put your scopes and sights.
You mean more extensive than that Ghost Protocol game from 15 years ago?
I
Ghost
don't think I've ever
Protocol
played Ghost
game.
Protocol.
Remember Z? It came out when we were in like high school, and you're like, "Oh my god, look at this gun customization."
Oh, you're talking
It
about
turns out
Ghost
that you can-
Recon?
Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, way
They
more
so,
than-
yeah, those guys did pretty good. Ghost Recon, Future Soldier, and then I think they did the
so
same.
much.
What?
I loved Future Soldier so
Yeah,
much.
that game was awesome. And then I think that style of like gun customization transitioned into the following two Ghost Recon games that they had.
Mhm.
But no, it's more extensive than that. Like because for the most part, we were used to Call of Duty and Battlefield before those Ghost Recon games where it was just what your barrel, your sight, your underbarrel. I'm assuming that's it, really.
Sometimes you're stock.
Yeah, sometimes. And then that was it. And then Ghost Recon kind of like up the ante. Following games did the same, but no, you can customize just about everything in that game in Ground Branch when it comes to your weapons.
And the only thing you can't really do is like change the colors. But for that, they typically have more than one attachment with different colors.
Yeah, it's just going from black to tan though.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a difference.
So hopefully they add something where you can customize more of the maybe get some foregrips in there and stuff like, or not foregrips, but pistol grips in there, stuff like that. They already have a lot of weapons, and much like Rainbow said, this is the joke that I made to Z, but you could tell that it was Rainbow Six devs that developed the game because there's no fucking sights for the pistols, and not because the pistol sights don't exist. They are clearly in the game, and you can put them on your primaries, but you can't put them on the fucking pistols.
Right.
Too OP.
I mean, even the
Yeah,
terrorist
Too
hunt.
OP.
The terrorist hunt is exactly like Siege,
Yep.
where the bots are literally bots, and then
Mhm.
they'll just turn around and like one shot you out of nowhere.
They're fucking like when. So Brad, the first time we're playing it, right? We're in the subway. Z jumps up on a ledge, gets fucked on pretty quickly. I clear out the bottom of the subway and I start moving out of the subway into the streets above the ground. As soon as my head peeks above the steps, boom! Shot in the back of the head by a sniper. Like, fuck.
Nice.
Dude, that bot didn't even miss. Like it was just that one shot that he needed on you. I mean,
You're cracking. You're falling over.
it's a game that's been early release and in pre-alpha for 4 years already. It has very positive reviews. But I mean
That's why I was skeptical.
For 4 years though, it kind of, begs the question like what's going on? It's been 4 years that it's pre-alpha, not even alpha.
Mm-hmm.
That's
beta.
why I was skeptical on it, because there are a lot of games who stuck in pre-alpha for a long time, or beta, whatever, for a long time. This has been 4 years. You got a decent amount of people playing, and you're charging $30 for it.
Right. So it's like, what's the deal? What's taking so long?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like a game like Zero Hour, I was not expecting that to go out of pre-alpha ever.
Yeah.
Like we played that and it was okay.
I got my money's worth. It was what, like $10? Played it for 10
If that.
hours, paid like
And that's the other
$1
thing.
per hour.
$10.
Yeah. That's a big difference. And
when you brought it up to me and I saw those $30, I was like, that's about my threshold. Like I'll spend $20 on a new game that I am iffy about. $30 is like, okay, maybe not.
Right. $30 is always anything above $20 is always that borderline of like, is it really
Half
worth
of a
it?
full release.
What I don't understand, like the crazy thing is though, is this game, it's pre-alpha and it feels like 10 times better than 0 Hour, but it's not gotten the media coverage, the social media coverage that 0 Hour has. I mean, even people like Jack Frags, like big YouTubers, have covered 0 Hour, but they haven't talked about this game. I don't know. It's kind of there's a lot of things that I feel like should be, kind of like pushing it out there. Like I feel like big YouTubers should look at this. Like it's not that bad of a game compared to Zero, especially compared to Zero Hour. Zero Hour had so much wrong with it, and people were pushing it. So I don't understand that part.
Zero Hour could be so good.
Right.
I like there are just a few small changes that I would like, but who knows? Like maybe I'll play that game again in 2 years.
Yeah. when it's in the beta.
When it's in the post alpha.
Yeah, right. But no, the game was fun.
I'm gonna look at Zero Hour, see if there's been any like dev updates or anything.
But yeah, Ground Branch has been fun. There's no tactical shooter out there that's like Siege right now, or as quote unquote polished as Siege. I mean, we have Ready or Not. I remember once that trailer came out, that was like back in 2019 maybe. That trailer was so fucking cool because it's like, holy shit, another tactical shooter that could probably give Siege a run for its money. No, I mean, it's another game that's stuck in production hell, really. Yep. They've gone as far as they could with it, but who knows exactly what they're gonna do. There's Zero Hour. There's Ground Branch. I can't really think of any other tactical shooters besides those right now, but that genre is, it's kind of underrated, and it's most likely because there's not enough games out there that are really good or optimized or have a big company to back it up, like Ubisoft with Siege. Squad
and Hell Let Loose.
Hell Let Loose. That's not tactical, is it? Hell Let Loose, isn't that more like a Battlefield style?
I mean, they're all military sims, though.
Yeah, so it's military sim, but it's described as a multiplayer tactical first-person shooter video game.
Okay.
But the reason why it's considered a tactical shooter is because there are different elements that you have to coordinate with, much like Squad, where you've got, different squad elements out there. You have some kind of commander who can call in different abilities. You have ground forces that can build different obstacles or things like that. And Hell Let Loose, you can actually use like tanks and like light vehicles. And Squad, you can use armored vehicles, but they're not like tanks. They're mostly APCs or technicals.
I think I get what Z's asking though. So, tactical shooter is kind of a broad term.
Mm-hmm.
I think what Z's thinking more so is just the style of small teams, 5v5, whatever. But just the fact of like, again, like exactly what Siege is. You're breaking into something. You have someone defending, and you have an attacking team, and it's like a real life hostage scenario.
Yeah, more. Yeah, it's more like SWAT, military based style. You know, like the way
I would be okay. I'd be okay with the Siege without powers. Like abilities. Give me just 5v5 Call of Duty style, Gears of War style, where it's just elimination 5 rounds. You got selection of guns, and all I want, and this is the one thing that I ask in most video games, is let me lean.
Yeah,
like that makes such a big difference.
It really is. Yeah, the leaning mechanic is so much fun. Like it's such a small thing to add into a shooter, but it makes a huge difference in gameplay. Huge.
Like Call of Duty made they took half a step in the right direction by allowing mounting on different walls. It's such a small thing that I liked a lot. I actually do like the mounting in Call of Duty, but just let me full on lean. Like I like being able to, if I am left leaning around a corner and I'm sneaking up on somebody who's not reverse leading, I should be able to win that gunfight almost from that lean alone. Like
Hmm.
I'm playing it smart,
Right.
but
And that power base, going back to that, like the gadgets and abilities, that's one thing that also threw me off when Siege first came out, because I was so in love with Rainbow Six Vegas that once Siege came out, I was just like, what the fuck is this, man?
Hmm.
Like, Vegas is pretty much what you were just talking about. Like, no gadgets, nothing. I mean,
Yep.
there's breaching charges. Yeah, you can destroy a door with it, but that's pretty
Hmm.
much about it. I also really love that small thing where you can just you got one teammate with you or two, however many, and you're trying to go through this door. You can like peek through it, and then you can open it up all the way. I
Hmm.
love stuff like that. It's so much fun. It adds to the, I guess, suspense when you're trying to breach and clear, you know?
I think what I'm asking for is CS:GO without the stupid aim system. You know, just let me be able to shoot my bullets straight.
Yeah,
I actually like the buying system in Valorant and CS:GO a lot. I like I like not spending a lot of money in the first round, just do pistols only, and then the next round, do whatever, and then you kind of plan out like, okay, I think they're gonna save this round. Let's go bring the better guns this round, whatever.
right,
I like that. I like that a lot. Give me that. Give me that in Call of Duty. Like Apex kind of did that with arenas,
right.
but not to that extent.
I do like variety though, and that's something that it looks like Valorant doesn't have. I mean, you see the set of weapons that they got, and the game's been out for,
Everyone's walking in with a Vandal or a
yeah,
Spectre
all right,
every round, and then they're going to the Vandal.
But I
right,
feel like that's usually a thing or a problem you would run into consistently when you have special operators or heroes that have different abilities. There's always going to be the same core two or three that are showing up every match. If
right. I
But
mean,
that's not CS:GO though.
well, right, because CS:GO is you just
Bare
buy
bones.
weapons. Hmm.
yeah, and I
It's like
mean,
Vegas without a naming system.
even without the powers though, in Valorant, they still only have like maybe a dozen weapons,
Yeah.
and that's about it. The game's been
Well,
out
I
for
know
I don't know how long.
a lot of the weapons are just not viable. Like if I walk into a game, someone's gonna have a Vandal, and if I have like the Odin, I'm losing at distance 10 times out of 10.
Right.
If I try to use the Ares again, a Vandal's gonna beat me. Um, yeah,
And
but
the time to kill is also a little bit faster than I expected it to be in that game too. And some of it is probably by accident too. Like I
yeah,
I tried to enjoy the game, I really did, but fuck man. The way the bullet spray and the recoil patterns on those weapons in Valorant, and it's probably somewhat similar to CS:GO. I just don't fucking like it.
I'm sure it's great if you played it for a long time.
Right.
If you're one of these, if you're Timmy, if you're Shroud, if you're whoever that likes those kind of games and plays those kind of games, that probably feels natural to you at this point.
Right.
What's natural to me is if I have a sniper and I'm aiming my sniper down for more than 5 full fucking seconds and I shoot, I expect that bullet to go where my fucking scope was. As long as it's not within bullet drop distance, like if it's five
Hmm.
feet in front of me, that's going where I aim. In this
Yeah.
game, I'm gonna pull out an op. I'm gonna pull out the op. It's gonna be up for 2 seconds, and then it's gonna shoot that way.
Yeah. And that's it's just it's so degrading, especially when like you come up behind someone and you just outline the fuck out of them before they turn around and just one tap you. It's
We're
like
gonna use Battlefield.
what the fuck is this game, dude?
It's so frustrating because I would say all of us are above average at shooters. Like we're all pretty good.
Right.
So us going from dominating in Call of Duty and Apex and Halo and whatever the fuck we play to go into that and getting fucking humiliated.
Right.
I,
I'm
I just
just
had my
like
teammates like, what the fuck was that?
right. And
Voice
it's
crack booted.
it's always the 14-year-olds too. It's like, fuck, dude. I'm getting shit on by some little kid that's got nothing better to do than pick his nose and play this fucking game.
I got in a fight with one of my teammates on Valorant the other day because he was like, "Goon, what level are you?" And I said, "Legit level 5." And then we went like he was silent for like 3 rounds, and then he just types "makes sense" because he thought I was just like smurfing and I was bad. And then he actually saw that I am a level fucking 5.
Oh fuck.
And like I get in
Makes
these lobbies and I had these 2 kids who were like level like 10 and level 15, and they're like, "Are you smurfing?" It's like, "Yeah, my main account got banned because I left too many games." And I'm just like, it's the shit I have to fucking deal with when I'm playing at a legit level 5.
You know what I did enjoy though, the comeback of the shit talking in the Modern Warfare lobbies when the most recent Modern Warfare came out. I remember specifically this was probably week 1. And all of us were in a squad together and we got fucking shit on. And this guy on the other team after the game was over was just like, easy clap.
Isn't it just that round? Like, weren't there a couple matches too where
Oh, he kept saying that, like
shit in the first round, and then the next round we just dominated them for every round?
No, that guy that said
No.
easy clap, we actually lost.
We
to them.
lost to.
We got fucking destroyed by them. So, and like, yeah, me and Brad were just like equally tilted over that to the point where we just started saying that whenever we won.
Man, that guy.
Where
yeah,
was-
that was one of those where like we had a lot of situations where we got shit on, people were talking shit, we came back and beat them. No, not this time. This guy just each time easy clap, and we lost to him.
Oh
That,
fuck, dude! Wherever that guy is, fuck you. I hope you're doing great.
I hope you step on a Lego.
I hope he's one of our only viewers. I
Yeah,
hope he
right.
goes, "Oh, me."
I say that all the time.
I say that. I missed that first. I missed that first month where we were playing a lot of Cyber Attack. Cyber Attack was so much fun.
That's
That was a good addition to the game. I think that just the ability to potentially revive somebody was fun.
Yeah.
And then also we play hardcore when we play together. So you kind of have to talk through like, "Billy, go left. Yep, keep going through the door. Yeah, okay, on the right. Yeah, that's my body. Pick me up."
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing too. Because I was so used to. All right, well, even before Siege, I always liked the hardcore playlist, but even especially after Siege, I'm just like so used to like this super fast time to kill that I really fucking hated like regular core playlist. So I mean, we would play it every now and then, but I always preferred hardcore just for that quick time to kill.
I like hardcore because it doesn't have the mini map. The time to kill can get frustrating because you could have a team that's not better than you beat you, you know?
Yeah.
Which actually, okay, so we're cheating a little bit by being on PC and playing hardcore in a crossplay game because PC controller or PC player versus controller player on hardcore, right? PC, it takes 1 bullet to kill in hardcore. All you're doing is click, 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 and you're just able to like snap to 3 people at once. Mm-hmm. Whereas on controller, unless your sensitivity's high, you're going boom, boom,
yeah,
boom. You know, so like if there's a room of 3 guys in there, you're winning that fucking gunfight as
right.
So we're basically cheating.
I mean,
but it's fine.
There's a lot of guys that make it look easy when they're using controller, but then again, that's also the ones that are playing on core.
It's also the ones playing core and fucking Warzone where you're just able to just hold down RT, you know?
Because once they get a lock on you, they can. It's easier for them to control the recoil compared to keyboard and mouse.
I'm not one of those guys that's like, man, they really need a nerf aim assist in video games. Like, I have an advantage as a PC player. I admit it.
Right.
I can have 120 FOV. You can't. You know, I'm seeing you on my screen before you even know you're in the same room as me. You know? And also, again, sheer fact of I can just use the entire extent of my arm to snap to whoever the fuck I want around the room.
Right.
You
You know, I
so-
actually hated using aim
Only
assist.
by Dust Spice.
I always turned it off just because it fucked me over more than it actually helped.
The aim assist goes straight for the middle of the chest. It would screw you out of so many headshots.
Yeah, like I just
Mm.
always, especially when it came to sniping, because I was just so bad at like quick scoping that, you know, whenever I like try to do like some sort of, you know, flick on someone, whether it was with a sniper or not, it's right there, right next to the fucking head where I shoot, just
Mhm.
not on them. So I was like, all right, man, aim assist, you can go fuck yourself because, you know, I'm bad with you. But that's just me.
I just hate the people who whine about it.
Yeah,
Like there are times where I've gotten in gunfights in Warzone and I've gone, yeah, he won because of aim assist, but
it makes sense.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, like
Right.
I think that it's still a relatively fair gunfight.
Right, because at the end of the day, like you said earlier, the sensitivity you can control a lot easier with the mouse than you can with the analog sticks.
Yep.
So
And you can actually the one thing I fucking love about being on PC is I set my DPI to a certain amount. So by every time I hop in a game, my sensitivity is very similar no matter what game I hop into because I'm able to change the DPI on my mouse specifically.
right,
Mm.
and
But then you go to controller and like default for Modern Warfare 1 is 7 and then default for Modern Warfare 2 is like 5 and then you can't find the in between that you like and
yeah, you know it's funny though the last few times that I actually played shooters a lot on my consoles, I would have the sensitivity lower than default. I was the guy that ended up having it at 4. So,
So I got into craze at Modern Warfare 2 where everyone bumped it up to 10
yeah,
and you're just running around like spinning around super fast on 10. And then once my KD dropped to a .02, I was like, maybe I should, you know, drop it down to like a little bit lower. And I slowly, because I always had my sensitivity defaulted at like 7, which was like high. And then like if I wanted to like quick scope or whatever, I'd bump it up to 10. Well, once I dropped it down to 4, oh, what do you fucking know? I can control the recoil on this gun a little bit better.
right. Yeah, and that's exactly what I ended up doing. Especially in Siege, like a lot of times I would just ADS going through a hallway or going up the stairs. So I'm just like ready. So I
Yeah.
I wasn't able to flick or anything obviously because of the sensitivity, but
I can't picture trying to control like actual recoil on controller right now. Like, because I mean, I used to play just regular shooters like Call of Duty,
yeah.
and there's no recoil. And then just thinking about going back to Siege and thinking about picking up like Buck's AR or Ash's R4, whatever got nerfed.
Yeah.
Like, I can't picture trying to do that on
Oh,
controller.
it was impossible, especially for Buck, at least for me. Like it was impossible. It wasn't until I got into I stayed on PC where I actually put the time in the shooting range or I mean terrorist hunt and just like try to focus on the recoil control, but no, it was next to impossible for me to do it in Buck's gun because that gun, I think it's called the C8 or the C7. That was the hardest weapon to control for the longest time.
It's so funny that I'm so used to it now. And then I'll pick up easier, like I'll pick up like Jaeger or somebody who I don't play often and doesn't have a lot of recoil, but the recoil pattern's so different than Buck's that I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh, shit.
Yeah, but they did add a lot of recoil onto Jaeger's weapon now.
It did.
That one they nerfed him and Ash finally, but
Apparently, the new R6 season was postponed.
really.
Forget why. Vector Glare is what it was called. That was after completing a testing pass. We've identified a player experience issue and have decided to postpone the release of Vector Glare in order to address it.
Amazing.
So yeah, that's the Viper pitch, I think, right?
Yeah.
It's
The
gas
one
smoke.
yeah, they took a
Little
Valorant
like rolling thing.
yeah, a Valorant special and brought it over to Siege.
That's the only chick I want to unlock right now in Valorant because that's the only person I see that's useful.
Yeah.
I started using Phoenix because he has like a wall of fire that you can throw out, and that's nice to cut off line of sight.
fun. It's I really want to like that game. I really do. But no matter what, no matter how much time I put into it lately, I can't get over that fucking bullet spread. So that's just where I'm at right now. Sorry, Mike.
I'm using the sniper more. Because that's, again, the sniper is the closest you can get to being accurate.
Yeah.
But there's no quick scoping in there, and jiggle peeking is impossible in that game, so.
Right. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now with that game. I mean, Hunt, I've been playing that a lot more, surprisingly. Only because our buddy Mike wanted to play it. Because he only plays that and Valorant. Well, almost exclusively Valorant, but... You good over there, buddy?
Hunt? Yeah, still by
you're right, old man. You break your hip.
Still by two. Hunt is fun. I just have... I don't know.
It's a
You
love-hate
walk in-
relationship right away.
Yeah, you walk in, you're either going to dominate that lobby, beat everybody, or you're going to get shit on by the first person you see.
Yeah.
Or you're just not going to see anybody at all.
Yep. And then you can just fight the monster and extract with the bounty.
Yeah, you
Like,
look and the
they're-
fucking monster's room is littered with bodies, and you're like, well, shit.
Right.
But what's funny though about like our playstyle is I think all of us have ADHD, you know, so we're all gonna want to go fight and like kill the monster and like do all that shit. Where realistically, you're gonna want to be like the sixth team to go fight that monster. Like you don't want to walk in as like the second, third, or fourth team even because you're just gonna get fifth and sixth partied, you know.
Well,
So you want to wait out till the last second that you can.
what I really liked about when Modern Warfare came out was we actually had a full squad almost every day. And for the game modes that we played, we kind of had somebody for a certain position, really. And it would work out the majority of the time too. And
Billy was the sniper that just hung back and did nothing for half of the game.
What do you mean? My M4 was so fucking good, and you know it.
You were the res guy.
How many times did I save the game or clutch it?
Dude, all right, this will forever be the strangest fucking anomaly because when that game first came out, Billy was the best of us. Like, no matter what happened, he was clutching almost half the time. He was almost always number one in the leaderboard. And we played it a lot for like the first 2 months. Then we stopped playing it until Warzone came out. And then we get on
Billy
Warzone.
grinding the skins.
Huh?
Billy kept playing and kept grinding skins.
Yeah, he was getting
That's
all of the skins.
yeah, all the what do they call it? Damascus.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the last one to unlock for everything. Yeah.
That's when
Hey
I
Billy,
stopped.
hate to break it to you, there's a
I know,
new
there's
gun
more
in,
now.
well, there's only I think there's one more that you don't have because they introduced it after like Cold War came out, but it's in Modern Warfare.
Oh,
So you have one gun that's not Damascus.
damn.
So I even remember
It's the
like
Scorpion.
I went through with the dual swords that you could get. I went
Yeah.
through with the
I think
beating
the dual swords
sticks.
was the last one before Cold War switched over.
Mhm.
So yeah, you legitimately have one gun that
Billy-
you could go back
I
to and
even got
grind
the
out.
riot shield. The riot shield was a pain in the ass.
But
God
Billy
damn
was
it.
on this grind of getting Damascus, right? And then somewhere throughout that grind, he just fucking fell off.
It was when I started working on the melee weapons.
You just couldn't fucking do anything to save your life, bro. I will
And then
never
we started playing
understand.
Warzone. I'm telling you, it was the melee weapons because then we started playing Warzone, and how many people did I kill with the fucking sticks?
A lot. Yeah, no, it's
You're running through.
But then, like, but then you were also using the doof before that became meta. And like I always called Billy the attack dog because we would see a whole fucking team in like a building and be like, Billy, go get them. He will fucking take them out with the fucking sticks and the doof.
All you see is fire flying around through the windows and shit. All right, it's clear.
Yeah, I definitely miss having a full squad and, playing games that we actually enjoyed.
So Scott's at least gonna get Modern Warfare 2. So we'll have somebody for the first week. So that makes 4 of us.
I guess that's a start, right?
Yeah, it's October. The release, or well, there's a teaser coming out in 3 days, June 8th or June 6th. Is it tomorrow?
The 8th.
It's the 8th. Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot.
We're supposed to get
There's
some
a lot of
teaser or
stuff coming
something.
out on the 8th.
There's no E3 this year.
Yeah.
They split it up. Like everyone's doing their own thing.
Yeah, that's pretty much why at this point. Like there's just not enough content to go into E3 now. And it makes sense really cuz the gaming market is just so big now that each company needs their own conference or convention, whatever, but like yeah, that makes sense. Cuz then there's Xbox and then there's another
Xbox, Bethesda.
Bethesda.
That's one of them.
Right.
We just got
There's
PlayStation. IGN's doing their own thing. I guess they're probably gonna introduce some indie games,
That's
during
weird.
that. Like they're hosting something.
Right.
Ubi, yeah,
Do they do their own thing, Ubisoft?
yes, usually.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Yeah. But I mean, they're big
Um,
enough, they could. And they just always grind out a bunch of projects, so.
Nintendo does their own directs now. I don't know if they're gonna do like a big direct or something.
Right.
Did you guys see the trailer for the new Pokemon?
I think so.
There's a little came out like 2 days ago.
Oh, the
There's
little
a
pig.
Pokemon called Lechonk, and it's a pig. Lechonk,
I literally
Chunk.
saw a video of that
Lechonk,
today.
and he's a little pig.
There was also a little pig in a game that you played, and I remember you nicknamed him Bacon.
Game was
I don't know, but there was another pig that you had, and it was a fire type.
oh yeah, Pokemon, fuck like X or some shit. I don't remember. It was Incineroar or some shit. And yeah,
That's
he's
too much.
bacon.
Just name him Bacon.
He's bacon.
But
He's a fire pig. What else do you get out of that?
literally bacon. Fire and pig equals bacon. Or ham, whichever one. But
I still might go get that Taco Bell, boys.
shit, say less, Papa.
What are you?
Let's-
Do you work tomorrow, Z?
No.
No. I'm gonna be in Bolingbrook for a bit tomorrow.
Shit, let me know,
I
Papa.
might come touch your sack.
Why not?
My brother's in town, so I'm gonna go say hi.
Nice. Well, if you guys don't have anything else to talk about,
Fuck you, Billy.
this
Fuck you,
has
Billy.
been the Mere Nonsense podcast. Thank you for joining us as usual. Our one and only viewer, maybe two.
Yeah, we got two on the stream right now.
They're both me.
They're
both me.
Yeah, I've actually given our videos like 4 views before, so
Same. I have 4 different accounts.
I just leave them all up and let them play in the background. Warms up for Harambe.
Maybe if our significant others, and I do mean your significant other, Billy, would watch our content.
yeah, right.
My hand watches it.
No, or your stepson.
He's too young for our content.
All right, guys.
I
Y'all
said
take it
fuck
easy.
once this podcast.
Twice now.
Deuces.
Fuck.